Perry Don Page knows exactly how long he spent in Vietnam to the very day, and he's keenly aware of all those who came back either wounded or didn't come back at all. And now he's using his most recent birthday present to make sure we never forget. Perry Don Page served in the United States Army for 4 years, more than half of that time in Vietnam.
I spent 2 years, 7 months, 23 days over there.
He doesn't say a lot about it, but the memories of war clearly still there.
A lot of them come back wounded, and some of them didn't come back. It's basically just honor.
Honoring all veterans in his new ride, a birthday gift from his wife.
Now, I wouldn't take for love or money of that thing.
Wrapped in the American flag, Page is driving it everywhere.
I've been all the way to Claremore, McAllister, Tahlequah.
Hoping to collect signatures from people who want to pay their respects.
Just whoever wants to sign it can sign it. Is basically just honor the veterans.
It's changed his life pretty much.
Page's son, Mason, says beyond respect, the car is healing the invisible wounds he got from that terrible war.
Before he got it, he was very quiet. He wouldn't talk to almost anybody. But once he got that car, he started going out and meeting people. Someone would stop on the road and say, that car's a beautiful car. And he just, simple things like, thank you.
He says in this car, his father and his father's fellow veterans are getting the love, respect, and welcome they didn't get all those years ago.
And that's just made him feel as if he has a place now, like he has a purpose.
Page has gotten lots of local and state lawmakers to sign the car. He's driving it to veterans organizations around the state. He says if you see him out and you want to sign, he's more than willing to stop and let you do so. The customers I spoke to here say they've been coming to Grappado's as long as they've been living in Claremore. The restaurant has employed hundreds of people over the years, and they say along with the donuts, they're going to miss the family they created here.
My husband and I come every Saturday for breakfast. It's just, we love the Grappado's.
Trudy Williams is just one of many people dreading the day Grappado's restaurant will be no more.
We had been suspecting it was going to happen, but we hoped it would not happen. I cried.
The restaurant, famous throughout Claremore for its sandwiches.
Best sandwiches in the world.
And donuts.
No one makes donuts like he does.
So good they were all gone before noon.
They must be really good. Yeah.
Even more than the food, customers say they're going to miss the man behind all those sweet treats, the owner, Carlos Grappado, who opened 45 years ago as Day and Night Donuts.
Because it's day and night work.
Grappado says closing after so long is hard, but he's been dealing with some health problems.
That's the main reason, but we're pushing 80.
He says he'll miss his customers the most.
They're really not customers, they're like friends, because in small towns you see the same people every day, day in and day out.
Grappado tells me he looked for a buyer.
Nobody in America wants to work that hard.
So now he says it's time for him and his wife to drop their aprons and walk away.
Can't believe he won't be here anymore.
Before Grappado opened the donut shop, he says he owned a cable business here in Claremore, and he was bought out by none other than Fox 23's parent company, Cox Communications, and that's when he decided to get into the donut business. In 2011, Anthony Marquez's unit was deployed to Afghanistan. During that time, 160 soldiers were injured and 17 were killed. It was a life-altering experience and set him on the path of creating these wood sculptures to comfort gold-starred families and help raise money for wounded warriors. This one cut can start to heal deep wounds.
It's a significant moment in your life when Marines show up at your door and tell you your son's been killed.
Sean Marceau knows all too well. He lost his son, Joe Jackson, in Afghanistan.
Throughout the years, what we forget is we forget the sounds, we forget the laughs, we forget the idiosyncrasies. Now, whenever I have the carving and people ask about it, I can tell the story.
When I first started doing this, it'd take me about 18 to 16 hours.
Anthony Marquez served with Marceau's son and the 16 other Marines killed in action from his unit. Their pictures posted on his living room wall.
A life-altering experience set me on the path I'm on now.
A path to honor his fallen brothers with wood carvings, battlefield crosses.
It signifies someone who was lost in combat.
One for each of the 17 families who suffered.
They're very grateful, for somebody to come into their lives and do that for them.
He hand delivers them.
Washington to Florida to Massachusetts, Maine.
It's powerful what he's doing.
Marceau will never forget the day he got his.
The power of it is, for me at the moment, was I wasn't the only one feeling the pain.
Marquez has gone beyond honoring the families from his unit, now making the sculptures for organizations like Wounded Warriors Outdoors.
It feels good being able to help other vets, so it helps me out.
His work has raised more than $50,000 for the organization.
He's helping so many people that he doesn't even realize he's helping.
This sound takes a lot of work.
It takes a lot of dedication, for sure.
Just ask drum major Lane King.
It just takes, a certain will that only certain people have.
Hours and hours of playing, tapping, and marching. And worth it to be a part of the Pride of Bixby.
It's just the best feeling in the world to get out there with all your, 200 of your friends and do, one big thing together.
It takes a village to get these students field ready.
There's a lot of logistics.
And lots of hands to fit and press all these uniforms.
I put in about 1,500 hours to the band every year.
That's with a full-time job, says parent Tracy Rubis.
They're my family.
This family gearing up for football season and an extra special performance.
We've been asked to play in the New Year's Day parade in London.
The Pride of Bixby picked out of dozens of marching bands. Band director Jeremy Parker says students are making sure every note and step is executed to perfection.
Everything we're doing is kind of ramping us up into that performance in London.
It's an opportunity that makes all the time, hard work, and sacrifices for all involved more than worthwhile.
I'm so excited, so excited.